What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And this week, we've got about 30-some pieces of mail here in front of me, and we're going to go through each and every one of them. But I want to let you know that there's going to be an upcoming change in the Monday Mailbag series very soon. But I wanted to start with postcards, which again are always my favorite. We got this one from San Diego. This one from... I wanted to start with postcards, which again are always my favorite. We got this one from San Diego. This one from... Brett and Jeff drew me this lovely portrait of me. Says I think I find it just as hard. And you wanted me to say that I like quads and Mountain Dew. Quads? Eva from Europe was kind enough to draw me this awesome portrait of Link and Zelda. I love it. I got a letter from JL from Michigan, and he writes to say that he's had a host of different problems that's kept him from performing well in school and performing well in work. And it's been a few years since he's been really productive. He says that he's going to be applying for disability soon, and he's afraid that he'll spend the rest of his life on disability. I want to say that it's as simple as this. Don't become complacent. You may need to be on disability temporarily, but never stop working on bettering yourself. Continue to work yourself to physical perfection, to mental perfection. Continue to try as many different things as you can to earn an income, to support yourself, and take care of yourself and the people around you. I know that you have a host of conditions that are going to make it very difficult, but never give up. There is a niche out there. There is a place for you that will be rewarding. If you give up and become complacent and decide that this is all life has to offer you, you will never find it. I believe if you keep trying, you could get lucky just like I can. In fact, I'll bet money on it. So best of luck. I'll be rooting for you. I received an awesome letter from Richie from Hopewell, Virginia. He says that I can relate to a lot of your messages directly because of my own complications of not fitting in. Your videos also give me perspective on weight issues for all adults. Keep an open mind to other preconceived notions that may be untrue about all demographics. I love your comedy videos, and so I sent you this magic card. It's a Goblin test pilot who's certainly seen better days, but it just seems fitting for a Goblin test pilot. But Richie, I just wanted to let you know, man, you are the reason that I do what I do. I'm so glad that I could convince you that not everybody you see who's overweight did it just because they like the taste of food. William sent me this letter to let me know that I am hilarious. Nick from Greece wrote me to say that he had struggled with having a few extra pounds and a few other problems. But he says, with my story, I wanted to tell people to never give up and to keep pushing themselves ever further and further. Keep setting new goals, keep challenging their limits, and I promise you and anyone else that at some point you will be rewarded and you'll feel better. That's good advice. Madison said that they wanted to send me this blue piece of paper, which is a list of things me and my sister planned on doing one night. This is about 11/5/12. She circled number 6 because found that piece of paper and reminded her of me. That when they first started watching my videos so long ago. You can ignore everything else on the list. I just wanted to let you know that you are awesome. Check out number 8. And that's flattering. I got this letter from a young woman who spent 6 years with an abusive boyfriend. She's still recovering, suffering from a lot of the same problems that I am, and has tried to learn to deal with it. I really enjoyed your letter, but I did want to say this while I had the opportunity. Recovering from that kind of abuse is very difficult. It could take a lifelong period. I said in your letter you mentioned that you really don't like taking medications. Well, neither do I. I just started a new one, though, and it looks like this one's going to work really well for me. I know you follow me on Twitter, and you've seen a lot of my complaints. You've seen a lot of my mental breakdowns. You've seen me at my worst. And I want to let you know that if you can learn anything from me, learn from my mistakes. If there's a tool out there that can help you, you need to use it. I hope you reconsider. But it sounds like you're in a really good place now. It sounds like you're in the right mindset to recover well, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck. I got a letter from, let's call him Z, from California. He says ever since his best friend got a girlfriend, they really don't hang out anymore, and it's really caused a friction on their friendship. One of the things that I learned growing up is that when a guy meets a girl and they're really into them and they're dating for a while, friendships do tend to suffer. But if you're patient and you're kind and you're understanding, there's still going to be room for you and your friend in your life. You're never going to be as close as you used to be when your friends are dating, but that's kind of part of the bro code. When you've got a friend who's really into someone they're dating, you just have to make room for that in your life. The job of a best friend is not to be greedy about the time that you spend with them. The job of a best friend is to be there when they need you to be there and hope that they can be there for you too. And the reality of it is, in case things don't work out in their relationship, you're going to really need to be there for them. Just the same way when you meet that girl that you're really interested in, or guy, I guess, there's a real opportunity that you're going to abandon the people in your lives. It's just a fact of the way it is. But relationships change. You've got to learn to change with them. And if their relationship's worth having, you'll love the new form just as much as you love the old one. This letter from Grant may have come at exactly the right time. It says, I really enjoy watching your videos, and they make me laugh whenever I feel down. I've been watching your Monday Mailbag videos recently, and I think what you do for people is great, reaching out to them and giving them the best advice that you can to solve their issues. I understand it's hard to get teased and made fun of because of somebody's flaws. I've experienced some of the issues in my life that you've received in letters before. I've been through depression, suicidal thoughts, and anger issues in the past few years, but as I go on, every day in life, I try to control it a little more. This really does make me realize that we are reaching out to a lot of people. And Grant, I want to let you know, if I do continue the series, a lot of it's going to have to do with your letter. Also, Grant asks me for advice on his YouTube channel. I be entirely honest with you, keep at it. The same advice that I always offer is just as true as the first time I offered it. If it's something you enjoy doing and it's something that you're good at, keep practicing, keep working on it. The audience will eventually find you. Best of luck. Will writes to say, Boogie, I've been watching your videos for at least a year now, and I don't need an autograph or a shout out. All I want you to do is keep making videos, even if they come out once a month. Man, I sure hope I can keep making videos faster than that. Madison writes to say it is one of her biggest dreams to meet me in person. Well, Madison, I just want to let you know one of the reasons I'm working so hard to lose weight and so hard to get my health back and my mobility back is so that I can start going to conventions and gaming conventions and VidCon and things like that to meet fans just like you. Don't count me out yet. Maybe it'll happen one day. Alexander from Australia writes to say, I'd just like to say I love watching your videos, no matter what type or anything you do. Your life story is inspiring. I'm writing to ask for some advice. I'm a 15-year-old male. I'm quite overweight. I don't really get bullied, but I am asking for your advice on losing weight. The easiest way to lose weight, it's a very simple formula, is to eat less and move more. You need to be getting more exercise than you're currently getting, and you need to be eating less calories than you currently are. I'd like for you to try a website for me. It's myfitnesspal.com. This website will allow you to track all of your exercise and all of your calories every single day, and it'll tell you exactly how many calories you need to be eating and exactly how much exercise you need to be getting to lose a couple of pounds a week. It's helped me. It's helped almost everybody I know, and I promise you, it'll help you. Natasha writes to say that she secretly always hated her appearance when she was overweight, so she began to diet. By December, she'd lost over 50 pounds. She went from 5'1" and 147 pounds to 5'2" and 89 pounds. Her mom was really worried, so they took her to see a doctor, and she was diagnosed with anorexia nervosa. One of the things I think people don't realize is that when you bully someone who's overweight, it can have the desired effect of making them want to lose weight. But it can also push them too far in that direction. My fiancée, the love of my life, the woman I planned to marry in 2 months, was in fact anorexic in her teenage years because of those exact issues. One of the things that I want to remind everyone here, Weight is not about appearance, even though many people may find being too skinny or too fat unattractive. Weight is about health, and being too skinny is almost as unhealthy, if not more so, than being too fat. There are severe health complications that can happen to you when you're in your teenage years and you diet too much. The important thing is to be healthy. And it doesn't matter if you're skinny or fat or somewhere in between. You have to learn to love yourself exactly the way you are. I'm so glad that you've recovered from it. I see that you want to go into helping educate people on nutrition in your future, and I think it's wonderful. And I want to thank you for the bracelet. I got this, what looks like a portrait of me as a Minecraft block from a fan and his little sister. They're also so kind as to include these Pokemon cards. Ryan writes to say, let me just say that you've really inspired me not to be afraid of being a nerd gamer and being proud of it. I've made lots of new friends in my town who share my passion for gaming. Well, Ryan, I really am glad that you are capable of embracing your nerdity, your geekdom, and being who you're meant to be. No one should be ashamed of who they are. Jacques from Auckland, New Zealand, beautiful country, by the way, writes to say, I have to say, though, some of your story videos and other people's stories featured on the Monday Mailbag series have really made me think about what people have that may be overweight or other issues that they must be going through, and how hard life can be. I think it's so awesome how you give such great advice to all those people that need it. Your videos always make me happy, especially the Francis ones, but I hope your videos continue for a long time to come. Boogie, as always, stay awesome. You too, Jacques. YouTube user Super Unicorn Attack Mode, who makes gameplay videos, made me this awesome portrait of Pope Francis. That's me. Manny writes to say his parents are having a lot of trouble and it's starting to have a lot of negative effect on him. Manny, I want to say that I know exactly what that's like. My parents never got along. But the reality of it is you just kind of have to hang on for the ride. I hope they're doing the best they can to take care of you. And if they're not, you need to tell someone outside of the family or other members of the family what's going on. If you're safe, if there's food on the table, there's clothes on your back, and you're not being hurt, the best you can do is just try to make it till the age of 18. It sounds like there's some real issue in your family, but I think that your family may be capable of working those issues out. If things get bad, you need to talk to somebody at school, someone who can help. But otherwise, just try to survive. Good luck. Jeremiah writes to say that he suffers from anxiety issues as well, and is curious if I could share a few tips on how to deal with anxiety. I think even if you don't have anxiety disorders, every once in a while we will get panicked, we'll get overloaded, and we'll get stressed. One of the things that we need to learn to do is find positive, creative ways to release that stress and release that anxiety and release that fear. One of the things that I try to do is focus on gaming. I find gaming to be a wonderful way to relieve stress, and for just 15, 20 minutes a game, a little game on your phone or a little game on your computer at home, or maybe even console gaming can be a wonderful source. If you're in the middle of a panic attack or stress attack while you're at work or at school, one of the things I try to think about is the game that I'll play when I get home or the game that I'll get to play when I have a break. I'll think about some of my favorite stories in games or my favorite escapes in those games that I've got to play. Gaming has been proven psychologically to be a wonderful tool for dealing with stress, for dealing with anxiety, for dealing with PTSD, and I hope that if you're not a gamer, you seriously consider it. Cody and Trevor sent me this portrait of Cartman and some Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. This foil one's probably going right into my cube. He also wanted me to say that, in Francis's voice, you guys should check out Trev Magic Gaming. And Carlos and Mitchell, Carlos and Mitchell, you're a bunch of sons of bitches. I got an awesome letter from Nick, who says, I was shy when I was in middle school. I never talked. Until I hit high school, it all changed. Now I have a nickname for my friends. I am a ginger. I am proud to be a ginger. You've taught me to ignore all the people that have picked on me. You and my friends have helped me through so many bad times. Like you, I'm a gamer, and you've inspired me to make my own YouTube channel, Butter Bean Picker. Buddy, I'm glad to see you proud of who you are. Kel, who is a soldier and a wonderful person, sent me this wonderful, heartfelt letter. He asked me if I could do him the kindness of getting up and doing a little bit of walking for exercise today. Well, Kel, I want to let you know that right now my doctor's got me not walking very much because of an issue I've got in both my leg and my thigh you may have heard about on Twitter. But tonight, when I'm doing my hand reps, I promise I'll do an extra 10 for you. He was also awesome enough to include this great collection of art, these very cool Pokemon cutouts. Love this. Love all of this stuff. My favorite, though, the neckbeard cometh. That's me. Dustin was kind enough to send me this very cool collection of his group's movies. They're Jackass-style videos. I can't wait to watch these. Will from Toronto sent me his old broken mouse so that the next time Francis needs something to break, he'd have this. Andrew sent me a copy of his book with quite the title. I'm interested in reading this for sure. The title is what I put in quotation marks. What? Ryan sent this awesome portrait of Mountain Dew and almost every single one of my favorite video games. Thanks, Ryan. Benjamin sent this awesome 75th anniversary Superman shirt. It's a little tight, but I love it. Sam from Brisbane says, I'm sure by now you've grown sick of people trying to give you advice, and though I've never been overweight, I feel compelled to share something I've learned with you. That even though you feel weighed down and burdened by things in life sometimes, often the most exhausting burden is the mental one we create. Psychological barriers and hurdles and overthinking things can make life seem so much worse than it really is. So I've made an effort lately to try and relax, put effort into a healthy routine, and spend time with positive people. It works wonders. Well, I have to say that is probably one of my biggest problems. And if I could ever learn to stay positive in the face of negativity, which I try to do with my YouTube channel every day, if I could learn to do that with what's going on in my head, I think I'd probably get it all figured out. I appreciate the EP, though. I can't wait to hear it. Chris is a 26-year-old person from a small city named Parcels of Poland. He says, I live in a home where my parents control my every move, and they're telling me I'm always wrong. I'm poorly educated, beaten down by bullying, ex-weed, alcohol, and other drug user, now sober, trying to do my best in therapy. I just want to let you know that situation is awful. I can only imagine what it's like to have to give yourself over to the higher power, to try to be sober, to try to stay straight, and to rely on your parents who are certainly restricting you to a much further extent that you probably need. But I hope that you get everything sorted out. I hope that you stay sober. I hope that you get better. And I hope that one day your parents learn to trust you again so that they're willing to let you have a little free reign. He was also kind enough to include me the contents of his very own, very first Magic the Gathering booster, and it included the foil Varels, which is going straight into my zombie build. Thanks so much for it. I really appreciate it. He asked me to make more Magic content, and I promise I will soon. I want to finish up this week with a letter from my friend Michael. Michael has tried desperately to get a hold of me in a variety of different ways through YouTube and Facebook, and he's hoping that I could add him on Steam so that maybe we could talk at some point. A lot of people have reached out to me that way, and I really wish that I had more time to spend with people like you. You seem like a wonderful person. It's just my existing relationships suffer from all the work and all the effort I have to put into, and not only recovering from my physical problems, my mental problems, my emotional problems, but then concentrating on keeping the YouTube career up and going, and still trying to find a little bit of time to spend with my fiance. I want to thank you so much for the letters you sent, Michael, and I want to read something he wrote here. He said, I'm glad that my last message reached you, unlike the last thing I sent through the mail to a YouTuber. I was so excited when I saw you open my package and read my letter. To me, it was like a celebrity had acknowledged my existence. I had hoped to get in contact with you in the week that followed, but never heard back. I get that you're a busy guy and all, got a lot going on. But I was hoping to log on to Steam one morning and see a new friend request or something. Ah, well. As this YouTube channel continues to grow, it's becoming increasingly more difficult to get into contact with great people like you. But that's why we invented Monday Mailbag to begin with, because for just one brief moment, people who are dedicated to getting in hold of me and contacting me have that opportunity to write me and have me create just a short video segment to acknowledge that they're there. Michael, I wish I had more time for you, and thank you for the gifts. I especially who wouldn't love this wonderful Skyrim necklace? I plan to re-gift it to my fiance tomorrow, and I think she'll love wearing it. I just want to say, I hope that you guys choose for me to continue with Monday Mailbag, because I think it's proof we're reaching a lot of people and we're touching a lot of hearts, and I'm glad that we are. Especially here's Michael. Thanks for writing, and we will see you next week.